Now, the recent tapes that dropped about Donald Trump were pretty damning. Okay, and it opened up a lot of criticism about how Donald Trump actually views and treats women. More stuff has come out, and apparently, according to a recent report, Donald Trump, during one of his beauty pageants, whatever, had apparently made the habit of walking into the girls' dressing rooms. I kid you not. Now, this is from Raw Story, and actually it comes from a BuzzFeed news report. Now, 4 of the 51 contestants in the 1997 Miss Teen USA beauty pageant, some of who were young as 15 years old at the time, told a news outlet that Donald Trump had entered the changing room. Now, to be fair, 11 of them said, hey, man, I don't remember that actually happening, right? However, 4 of them did mention that, yeah, I remember that happened. So here's some of the details. And look, actually, here's where this comes from first. CNN released audio recordings of Donald Trump on Howard Stern's radio show back in 2005, in which Donald Trump admits to going into the changing rooms of the beauty pageants that he owned. Quote, I tell you, the funniest thing is that before a show, I'll go backstage and everyone's getting dressed and everything else. And you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. Inspecting it. Now, 3 of the 4 women who claim that Trump walked through their changing room asked to remain anonymous. So that's very, very interesting. Now, the 4th is former Miss Vermont Teen USA, Maria Bellato. Now, she remembers Donald Trump saying as he walked in, don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before. She also remembers telling Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, co-host at the time, about the incident. Her response was, yeah, he does that. He does that. So basically, he regularly pervs around his beauty pageant dressing rooms to try to catch women who are naked. Now, that alone is pretty fucked up. But going into ones where there were teen girls, 15 years old, now that's real fucked up. Oh, but don't worry. He says he's seen it all before. So that makes it okay for him to violate someone's privacy. No, it doesn't. But see, here's his excuse. Quote, I'm just inspecting because I want to make sure everything is good. And I get to do that. Well, why don't you pick a female to go in there and inspect to make sure everything's good? Unless that is, of course, you're inspecting the females there, which I think is pretty clear. He wanted to see them naked, and he bragged about it because he could. This is an entitled person. Yeah, of course, I own this. So one of the perks of owning this is I get to go in and I get to barge in on naked women. Or they may or may not be naked. I don't care. I don't know. But the point is, I get to barge in and I get to see your titties. His quote, and you see these incredible looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that. That's his quote on this. That's what he said on the Howard Stern show. But no. Donald Trump totally respects women. Gee, I don't know why women are appalled and angry about his comments and about the way he treats them. I can't understand. I can't understand. Now, look, the most disturbing thing here, and to be honest, it's all disturbing, is walking in on teen girls. Here's a 50-year-old man at the time, 50, 40, upper 40s, whatever, just strolling into the changing room of girls as young as 15. Now, if you don't find that problematic, then you've got a serious issue. Because that is problematic. Now, I'm sure some people, some defenders of Trump might be like, well, come on, he didn't know. He didn't know they were naked or they were getting dressed. He was just inspecting to make sure everything was okay. Come on, you got to believe him. It's just nothing but a smear, right? Okay. This was called Teen USA Beauty Pageant. He knew. He knew who was there. He knew they were young girls. They're teenagers. He knew. Or, look, either you realize that he knew what he was walking into, knew what he was doing, or you admit that he's such a bumbling moron that he doesn't even know who's in his own pageant. And also, you're ignoring what he said before. Yeah, I can get away with it because I own these pageants. That's one of the perks. He's bragging about violating women's personal space. Seeing them naked when obviously they didn't want him to. It's amazing. Either way, look, this guy, Donald Trump, is a creepy pervert. That's what this guy is. And we have lots and lots of proof of it. And just the fact that, I moved on her like a bitch. Like a bitch. And then, if you're famous, you could just come up to him and grab her pussy. This is a guy that the GOP put up to be president of the United States. Wow, you made a great choice. Fantastic. Gee, what can we do to reach out to women? I know. Let's nominate Donald Trump. Now, I know that's not the party officials, right? The party despises Donald Trump at this point. But not the base. The base loves him. The base voted for him. He's not an aberration. He was voted for. He crushed in the primaries. He beat 17 other contenders. He won. Hands down. Majority. Crushed in nearly every state. Donkey Konged everybody in the head. Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio. John Kasich. Crushed them. This is who they want. This is who they are. This is your party. This is your nominee. This is your base. This is the Republican Party of 2016. Somebody who does this stuff. Somebody who says this stuff. Somebody who's a creepy pervert. Who barges into women's dressing rooms. Grabs them by the pussy. This is who represents you. Good job, GOP. Great job. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.